Hey guys, this is Mr. Brown. I'm going to make a short video over how to use a ruler to take U.S. customary or standard measurements. So here in the United States, we don't use the metric system, which I've already had an assignment over, which is the millimeters, centimeters. We use inches, feet, miles, things like that. So because we use that standard unit of measurement, we have to learn how to measure using fractions. So in our units of measurement in the United States, we break up an inch into 16 pieces. So each of these hash marks represents a 16th of an inch. So if we count across, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16 gets us back to a whole inch. So what we're going to practice, and what we're practicing in class, is taking accurate and precise measurements. In this case, we're using just a standard ruler, like this, and we're measuring and becoming more accustomed with using these fraction forms. So instead of me making y'all count how many hash marks there are, and then setting up a fraction and reducing, I went ahead and I shared this little cheat sheet with you where I've put the corresponding fraction with each hash mark, and I went ahead and I reduced the fraction for you to make it a little bit easier on you, especially since y'all are at home and you don't have quick access to asking me for help if you need it. Okay, so the way that we measure, whenever we measure objects, is we always take the zero line on the ruler, not the edge of the ruler, but the zero hash, and we line it up on the left side of the object that we're measuring. So this line right here is going to line up on the left side. Then we just measure across. We find our whole number, then we find our fraction. So I'm going to show you how that works using a ruler. Now y'all's assignment that y'all have, it already has a ruler on it because I wasn't sure who at home had access to a ruler or not, so I went ahead and included the ruler on it. But I'm going to show you all how to do it with a regular ruler that we're using here in class. All right, so the first step of this is always to take your zero hash, that's this hash on the far left, and line it up with the left edge of the line that we're measuring, or the object. Step 2 is to go across and we find our whole number. So in this case, our whole number is going to be 1 inch. So if we look over here, we'll put 1 inch. Oh, let me switch pens. That one's out of ink. We'll put 1 inch. Next, we're going to find our fraction.
Please close your door. We're performing a party, please.
Sorry for the interruption. We find our fraction. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hashes past the whole number, the whole one. Okay, and then if we look at our little cheat sheet here, so let's look at our cheat sheet, we're going to go 10 hashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that tells us that it's going to be 5/8. So our measurement for that line would be 1 5/8 inch. Okay, so I'll do one more just to show you. So again, we line up our zero hash on the left side of the object. We find our whole number. So we got 1 and then 2. So our whole number is 2. Next, we're going to count our hashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So let's look at our little cheat sheet here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that would be 2 and 13/16 of an inch. Alright guys, so that is how we use just a standard ruler to make measurements. Now on the assignment that I gave y'all for this, there's 3 parts. Part 1, 2, and 3, so you get some practice doing it. The ruler is already provided because again, I wasn't sure who had access to a ruler and then if you printed it off and it printed out a different size than somebody else's, your measurements could be different. So I went ahead and I included the ruler on your worksheet. There'll be a ruler underneath here. You'll just read the measurement on that ruler, write down the measurement next to it, and then submit it back to me whenever you're done. If you need any help, you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, okay? So next week we're going to be doing an assignment where you're going to be having to use some measurements, and you're going to be building what's called a skimmer for me. And I'll make some videos and show y'all what the skimmer is and how it works. I'll be uploading those on Monday. But it's really important that you're able to measure, otherwise when you build your skimmer won't work. Alright guys, if you have any questions, again, just shoot me a message through Google Classroom or send me an email. Thanks.